I'm going to show you a simple trick to diagnose this 4K Samsung QLED TV and how to fix it. I do have it plugged in, but I get no power, don't even get a standby lights. So my first step, let's remove the back cover and take a closer look inside. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Nick. I started Nick's TV Repair about a decade ago, and since then we've fixed over 27,000 devices. Now that we've removed the back cover and exposed our circuit boards, I'm going to reveal the simple diagnostic trick. For that, we're going to focus on the power supply. There's a connector over here we're going to disconnect, and this one is connecting the power supply to the main board. When we disconnect it and power on the TV, in theory, if the power supply is working, we should be seeing our backlights. So that'll appear on the perimeter here. If we have a defective power supply, which is the case here, we won't get our backlight. Here's an example of future me doing the same test with a working power supply. Hey, it's future me. I just finished fixing the power supply. I've installed it in the TV, but I did not plug in the main board. Let's power it on. And as you can see, we do have our LEDs show up. So that does confirm we have a good working power supply. Now that we've confirmed the power supply is defective, let's go ahead and remove it and bring it to our workbench. Now we just need to disconnect this top connector, the bottom connector, and remove the one screw over here. To remove the power supply, we're going to focus on this bottom right corner. I'm going to lift that corner and push the board this way. Now I can go ahead and lift it away from the TV, and it's free. Now there is a common fault we see with these power supplies, and typically it's going to be due to cracked solder joints on the transformers. So we're going to take a closer look at the back side of the board, and we do have four. There's two over here and two over here. We're going to focus on the bottom left side first. So we actually are using the microscope to take a look at these, and we're not seeing any cracks there. No cracks, no cracks, and I am seeing a bit of a ring starting to form, so I don't think this one is the cause of the issue, but we're definitely going to want to touch this one up. Let's see, same thing here. We are starting to see a little bit of a ring. Now there is a crown in the joint, so these guys right here that I'm pointing at, and there, those are normal. Right there, that's the part I'm more concerned about. And then this one looks also like there could be the beginnings of a crack just like over here, and then maybe a little bit right there, and then a little bit over here. This one looks pretty good, and same with this one. All right, let's focus on the other two. All right, so same thing, we're seeing a few patterns here, but this one actually looks more suspicious. If we zoom in a little more, because the crack is a little darker, it makes me think there's more serious damage here. Over here, same thing, we have a little bit of a crack here. It looks like we have a little flux residue as well. I'm not too concerned about that, but it does indicate probably a little bit of heat stress. So this one's also okay. Let's look to the other side. That one looks perfect. That one looks okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll touch all of these up. We're just taking a close look at them. So even if I say they're fine, we're still gonna touch them up. This one definitely looks like there's the beginning of a crack starting to form there, but not fully. And that's perfectly fine. All right, let's make our way up to the next one. So that one is our first joint, and that looks beautiful. That looks perfect. This one also looks really good. Okay, maybe a little bit of a crack starting. That looks fine. That looks fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, again, just maybe a little bit of a crack starting there. And that looks fine, although maybe a little bit of suspicious activity here. Let's look at the other side. Same thing, a little bit of a suspicious ring here, but again, not the problem. And I think here it is. I think we just found it. This is probably the cause of the issue. We have a very dark crack here, which would indicate, yep, I can move this pin. You see how that moves inside of the joint? Obviously that should not be happening. That means that this transformer leg is completely disconnected from the board. That is going to be our problem. Yeah, that one's actually really bad. Let's take a look over here. This one also is pretty bad. Definitely going to want to fix it, but as you can tell, it's not moving. So we still have some connection. And same with this one, a little bit of the beginning of a crack, but I definitely won't be able to move that one either, as you can tell. So that does confirm this is going to be our issue. So for the majority of these, I'm not going to remove any of the old solder. I'm just going to add a little bit of new fresh solder and we're simply going to reflow the joints. Now for this one specifically, and only this one, I'm going to remove all of the old solder because that darkness is probably a little bit of burning, and in order to make sure I have a good joint, I want to remove any imperfections in the solder, which would include the carbon, I guess, that would have formed from the burning. We'll give that a little clean. But essentially what we want to do is make sure we don't have any burn residue in the solder so that we have a really good strong joint. And now we'll go ahead and put fresh solder. There we go. And we'll do the same to the other side. Yep, I skipped one. And this one's perfect. We're gonna reflow it anyways. Okay, we'll move on to the lower transformer. All right, and I do believe this completes the repair for the power supply. Let's go ahead and put it back in the TV and see what we get. I've reinstalled the power supply back into the TV. Everything is connected. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in and see what we get. Our standby light is present now. It wasn't before. And we do have the Please Connect One Connect box, so that does confirm we have a successful repair. If you're interested in sending in your power supply for us to fix, we do offer flat rate services, which come with a 1-year warranty, and we'll have links to our website listings in the video description down below. If you found the video helpful or useful, leave us a like, subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching.